Okay.
I'm gonna start over again. Well, then you're gonna cut and be like, bro.
Yo! Welcome to Strive Interviews. I'm interviewing my man Jahmal right here. We're gonna basically talk about his life, his struggles, and how he ended up in college. There's a lot of Afro-Latinos, African Americans, Black people, people of color in general. We all have different stories and different narratives, and I'm just here to share those.
Gotcha.
So where you from, where you raised, all that good stuff.
So, my name is Jahmal Ojeda. I was born in Puerto Rico, and then I relocated to the United States when I was 9. And then I lived in the Bronx, New York, for the last 10 years.
And so how was it coming from Puerto Rico to the Bronx? Because I can imagine those are two different worlds. Even though there's a lot of Puerto Ricans in the Bronx, we could kind of have felt like home because you connect language-wise. But what was some of those?
I feel like one of the most sudden impacts that I had when I came here was just the climate change in general.
Mm-hmm.
I came from basically a tropical season, and then here already it was getting colder. So by the time I got here, I was it was chilly. I was damn, it's cold.
But now you know you can drink some Taylor for 20.
Yeah. and then I another thing that I really felt was when I was in Puerto Rico, I used to live in a house. I used to have a backyard, a front yard, a dog, these things. And coming here, it was completely changed. Having to live in an apartment, sharing a building with people. Having I used to live in the first floor, so there was always people upstairs.
So you were getting used to just being so close to people?
Yeah, I just felt we didn't have a front yard, a backyard, we always had to play in the house. It was unless we went to the park, we really didn't go outside. I was very isolated because I went from having friends everywhere to not even having friends because I still hadn't gone to school yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that first day I was I felt so alone. I felt so disconnected.
So you go to Binghamton University.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Bing. Prestige is probably one of the best SUNY schools, or the best SUNY school.
If you don't know
what SUNY is, you just not from New York and you suck.
The best. Okay. We're the premier public.
So how does that work? How did you, coming from another country, when you're basically about to go into middle school and you now getting into Binghamton University? How was that for you? Because that's a great feat. Because you're basically learning another. Did you learn English when you was in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, no, I learned English in here.
So people always tell me that, Puerto Rico, you learn English. Is that true? Or
we have our English class is the equivalent of Spanish class in the United States.
Okay, so
the most basic shit you ever.
So if you want to learn and you weren't one of those students, you learned English.
Yeah, but
now you were just passing the pass,
Yeah, but those are the public schools. But my school used to have a good English program. There was a teacher who had workbooks, and she used to make us pronounce mad hard shit. Whoa. So I felt when I came into high school, I was no one knows me. Whoever they get to know is whoever I want to let them. How open I want to be about myself with them. So that's when I embraced being gay. That was the biggest, I feel one of the biggest milestones in my life. In high school, I embraced who I was and I just let it out, and everyone just kind of accepted it. It was kind of push, this is who I am and that's it. I always had that attitude I wasn't gonna take anyone's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I could fight, so I could fight. So it's people in high school, I feel I see all these stories about people being gay, going through bullying and situations like that, but I feel I had very very encounters in my life. I feel being gay, I feel I haven't really experienced negativity. I feel my environment has always been very supportive.
Okay, so I was about to ask you, did you feel because you happen to have a very supportive environment that your time changed? Oh man, the light went out. I gotta fix that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you, man. Boom.
You gotta clink it. You gotta
fuck.
Ah!
like coming into BEP, like I wasn't looking for a fraternity. Like I didn't know much about it, so I wasn't trying to I was just trying to adjust to being like a freshman. Like I was like, damn, like this is the first time that I'm gonna be on my own, because like I previously like lived with my sisters and I rely a lot on them. So now this was just me. Like all of the decisions were on me. Like how I manage my money, like the way that I work. Like I was just stressed about that. I wasn't trying to like join a fraternity at the time. But I remember we had an org fair, and like there was a variety of like different organizations that came. That's where like I met Lasu. Shout out to Lasu. No, I already had met them before, actually. Had a whole weekend with them. But like that's where I met like other like organizations that I have never seen like on campus before. So I remember like passing by LAU's table, but I really didn't like pay attention to it because I was just so like focused on getting a pastelito from the last yes. So coming into the semester, like I remember that, like, you know, I was still not trying to find like a frat, but then I went to a party and I lost my wallet. And fun story, like that happened to me previously when I was like packing to come to college. I was like throwing things out, and I ended up throwing out my birth certificate and my social security by accident because I put them in the wrong pile.
You find that?
No, but I ended up getting it.
Oh,
but I needed
it. Find that.
Like my ID played a big role in like getting those documents, and it was in my wallet when I lost it. So I was stressed. I was like, "Fuck! Like, how am I gonna claim my identity?"
Wait, why did you bring that to college?
I just have it just in case. I'm an independent person.
Okay, all right.
I was lucky, like emancipated when I was 18. I was like that. So, coming in, like I lost my wallet, and then I was like, damn, like what am I gonna do? So then Danny like ended up finding it, and he emails me, and he's like, oh, I have your wallet. So we ended up meeting, and like, you know, like I clicked with him. He was cool, like whatever, and we just kept like chatting, whatever. But at the time I still didn't know that like he wasn't a frat. He was just like, I was like, damn, he's just like a friend that I'm making in college. Like he was like sophomore, and I was like, you know, he could show me the ropes. So you already know. So so I ended up like, I think, I don't even know how I ended up like finding the Binghamton page. And I remember that I was like, whoa, like I've never seen like a frat like before. So it was like a Latino frat. So I'm like looking through the Instagram, looking at the different events that they throw, like and shit like that. So that all that caught my attention, and I was like, damn. So I ended up like just contacting them, and from there, like I was told about the information that was coming. I ended up attending, and I just knew that like that was the organization that I wanted. And at the time, like the chapter president was Giancarlo, who's gay also. So it was like, damn, like that. I wasn't like really even thinking about like any like gay stigmas about fraternities at the time. I was just like exploring like my options and seeing like what was out there, and then just seeing like Giancarlo just being like openly gay and embracing that. And like when we were
so was that kind of like your catalyst, like I'm talking about how you could be a catalyst for somebody?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was like bad. So like that's why like I embraced LAU quickly. I did do my research on other organizations, and it was just like, alright, like the experience that I had with LAU was like great. Yeah. So I decided to join, and I knew that like if Giancarlo could be who he was, like then I could be who I was, and I just embraced that shit to the max. And you know,
this is my frat bros. We are frat bros, by the way.
We're frat brothers.
Hey, it's my young son. My great son. Great son, my great son.
Chapter president,
Go ahead, tell him who you are.
Vice president, former vice president of Lasu, current 50 president of Lasu. So cash me, 50th banquet, or y'all better pull up.
Plug talk.
I'm also the PM for Full 18.
Hey, if you guys don't know that, that's the process manager.
Yes.
For intake.
For intake, so I brought in
Lambda Alpha Upsilon Fraternity Incorporated. You can just Google Lambda Alpha Upsilon Fraternity Incorporated. Yes, I'm plugging the frat. Yes, I'm plugging the frat.
I let you that, bro. I let you that, bro. I just want to say, like, being gay and being like a Latino and coming into college and being like first generation was really like a journey. Like it's been a journey. It has been lots of bumps. Like there has been plenty of times where I felt like I couldn't do it anymore, but I still found it upon myself to like continue because, like I mentioned before, I was the foundation that was like laying down a path. Like I was laying a path for like my family, and I knew that like I needed to go as far as I could for them and for myself. And at the end of the day, like you're gonna go through life right now. Like you're gonna go through life, and you're probably going through like things right now that like people are putting up expectations about you. Like people's opinions may matter and like how you feel about yourself and all those stuff. But like at the end of the day, you gotta think about yourself. You always have to take care of yourself, your mental health. Like the biggest battles be happening in your mind. Like fuck, like there has been so many times where I felt like I was like crumbling and I was like, damn, like this might be the end. But it was like the people who you surround yourself around, like those, that could be a big like impact in your life. Like I had a really like supportive system of friends who like carried me and like uplifted me and like gave me the strength that I needed. Like I had an incredible best friend. Shout out to my sis Savannah. Like you was always holding it down. Always, like I love you so much. And like at the end of the day, like I have seen that like I could overcome whatever I put like my mind to. And I feel like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna accomplish everything that I put myself to do because I know that I can do it because I have already done it.